Happy Wednesday. Thought I'd do a fun topic, at least for me, this week. And I'm going to title it What's in a Name? So, something that I kind of put a little bit of attention to with my own little flair with my books was the chapter titles. And I wanted to have a little fun with them because I don't know, there's things in my life that I look back on that I kind of really liked. And like when I first got into Star Trek, the original series back in late grade school, it was also the same time that I sort of got exposed to a little bit of William Shakespeare, including Julius Caesar, which has always been my favorite play. Even as a little kid, then I liked that. But I loved how Star Trek had these kind of all over the place names for episodes: Conscience of the King, Dagger of the Mind, Who Mourns for Adonis, Is There in Truth No Beauty, Whom Gods Destroy. I could go on and on, but some of them were for like Shakespeare quotes or Milton or others, and I kind of liked that. And then also kind of different but still cool, Cyberpunk 2077, which is the game that I reference all the time as like one of the biggest influences from my Gamma Trita series. They did something else where like almost every mission name in the game is after a lyric or a song name. Like they got missions called Both Sides Now, Big in Japan, Pyramid Song, Automatic Love. And I kind of like those are two big influences in my life, Star Trek and Cyberpunk. So I kind of did my own little hand at like coming up with names like that. So I just picked out a few, and I'm looking off screen here. It's because there's no way I could remember all these. I try to do these without notes, but I kind of needed notes this time. But book one, I had In Flavian Hands for a name of an episode or a chapter. And that was because one of the prominent ships in that book was the Vespasian. And that's named after a Roman emperor who was part of the Flavian dynasty. So I did a little, like, tried to come up with something clever there. I had a chapter name called All Things Ready If Minds Be So, which is a quote from Henry V, Shakespeare. Book two, I continued that, but I also introduced some of the lyric stuff that I talked about. But I had an episode name. I'm sorry, I keep saying episode, but a chapter named "Quicksilver Eyes of a Stranger" from the '80s song "Eyes of a Stranger" by Paola. I had a name of a chapter called "The Itch You're Not Supposed to Scratch," which was a lyric from a song that I had discovered while writing "The Divided Man" from Mitski called "Love Me More." Um, Pale Fire Snatched from the Sun was in Gorgon Void, and that one is a Shakespeare quote. Nobody lives to forever is a line I pulled from a favorite song of mine from M. She has a song called Getaway, and uh, The Hand of Oberon was one I put in there, like because in the third book they visit the moon Oberon, and the reason I picked that one was it's the actual name of a book from the Amber Chronicles by Roger Zelazny, which I've brought up before. It's easily my favorite science fiction series of all time, and it was also a huge influence on the Gamma Trita trilogy. Moments Lost in Time. I wanted to end with that one because that was one of the last chapters of the Gorgon Void, and it was when Medusa kind of had her farewell. Spoiler alert. And I paraphrased Moments Lost in Time from Blade Runner, and Roy Batty, played by Rutger Hauer, just a brilliant performance, but he has that really memorable kind of final words before he dies. And I just thought, I don't know, I tried to, as loosely as I can in my own humble way, um, do some homage to Roy Batty by how I had Medusa kind of right off into the sunset. So I wanted to make sure the title kind of reflected that. But yeah, I'm curious for those of you watching this that are authors, where do you get inspiration for not only book titles but like chapter names if you use them? I think it's really fun, and it's something that I tried to play with and give double homages to, like I said, like Star Trek, Cyberpunk, so on. Um, that's kind of a little fun challenge in and of itself to come up with unique, memorable ones. So I just wanted to share that because somebody had asked me about it the other day, and it's something really cool to me. And I hope that you find this interesting. And I'd love to hear, like I said, from anybody if you got your own thoughts on that, or if you had caught any of my inside references. Until the next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.